Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Pluto square opposition or inconjunct one's natal Black Moon Lilith. Now, when we're talking about transits that involve Pluto, it can be about power, control, transformation, crisis, desire, even obsession and fixation. And when you're talking about transit Pluto, basically making an adverse aspect to one's natal Black Moon Lilith. Well, I'm going to elaborate on what I mean when I say basically adverse aspect, okay? The squares and oppositions in astrology, of course, those are adverse and negative aspects. Now, the inconjunct aspect is neutral, but neutral aspects can have good and bad qualities, and coupled with the fact that an inconjunct can often require an adjustment or transition, and of course, those things can cause some exasperation and tension. So basically, collectively, I do see this as an adverse transit. Now, anyway, transit Pluto, when transit Pluto is basically making an adverse aspect to one's natal Black Moon as well, it may manifest in power, control, transformation, crisis, desire, obsession, and fixation. Those things may conflict with the negative manifestation of the sign, and I'll elaborate on that too. It may actually, dealing with that may really exacerbate, maybe I should say exacerbate that negative energy. If the BML, Black Moon Lilith, is an Aquarius, say, in your natal chart, it could, maybe exacerbate, rebellious behavior or idiosyncratic behavior. In some instances, bizarre behavior. It can be a situation where you might have difficulty in controlling that energy of the negative manifestation of the Black Moon. The Black Moon in astrology could be in that negative manifestation or expression of the sign, that dark side of the side. It's that side you don't want unveiled, that you try to keep suppressed from others. And it's a side, when you look at this, again, it can be difficult in trying to control and really gain power over that energy. It might be something where it may be coming out more, and you don't want it to, when you really don't want it to be coming out. Now, the thing about, and again, the BML is could be the dark side of that energy, and if you're dealing with, crisis, or some kind of major transformation, or you're dealing with, say, a power struggle with somebody, it might be difficult for you to do that and be trying to really work on that negative energy of the BML. Say if the Black Moon Lilith natally is in Aries, it could be very acerbic or acrimonious energy. It could be energy that where, when it comes out, it could be very pushy, overly aggressive, combative traits may be expressed. The BML is also connected with, could be a formidable adversary, somebody that could be very powerful foe or enemy. And if you're trying to do, what makes this transit can be really adverse and negative is that Pluto in itself, can be connected with, dealing with crisis, power, control issues. And if you're trying to deal with that, and then if you're trying to deal with some, very powerful enemies, say if the natal BML is in the 7th house and or in Libra, it could be a legal opponent, as an example. It could be very hard to try to deal with both of these things. And if you're trying to gain power over this powerful adversary, it could be something that can be very difficult at this time. Now, the Black Moon Lilith is also connected with the very powerful, strong, erotic sexual expression. So you might have difficulty in controlling that at this time. If you're trying to keep it at bay, I would say good luck, because it might be, you're talking about, Pluto, the planet of power and control, and the BML is connected with the very strong erotic sexual expression. It may be hard to suppress and hold that down if that is something that you are, attempting to do at this time. And the thing is, too, again, when you look at, the Black Moon Lilith, in astrology. I mean, I want to go back to the erotic sexual expression. Say if the natal Black Moon Lilith is in Gemini as an example, it could be really that, very powerful attraction. It could be for younger people. It could be for very cerebral, intellectual, or eloquent people in some cases. Now, also the Black Moon Lilith, again, is that side you don't want unveiled. It's that side you want to often suppress and hold down. Basically, it could be something that's in the closet, basically, that you don't really want to come out. It might be, if it's something unveiled or revealed connected with it, it could be strong repercussions. Say if your natal Black Moon Lilith is in Leo in the 4th house as an example, it could be very domineering attitude in the home, or extreme extravagance on home related matters that you don't want really to to come out, or maybe being overly extravagant might be something which might hurt as far as your latter part of life, not having the money saved up for that period, as some examples, because the 4th house is connected with the latter part of life, say age 50 and older. But anyway, and when you have the Pluto there, it makes it harder to control that energy. You may be dealing with upheavals that are something where it can be making even in some cases it could be dealing with upheavals and crisis, and might make it difficult to express that strong, powerful, erotic, sexual energy. Now, another thing too, I stated before that the BML can be connected with formidable adversary, but it could also be associated actually with people that play a prominent or provocative role in your life scheme. Now, the thing is, it might be a situation that you're dealing with. You might not have the desire, or that it really to be dealing with people that may have played a prominent role in your life or are currently doing so. It might be some issues where you might also, again, it could be a power struggle with somebody, it could be a crisis, some adversity that you're trying to deal with at this time. Maybe even a death may occur that might, derail you at this time from really having any kind of desire to be dealing with these people at this time. And anyway, now another way that this transit may manifest, it could be where you may be overly obsessed or fixated, again, with that side you don't want unveiled, that you want to keep suppressed and hidden. Now, say for example, and going back to Leo in the 4th house, I'll reiterate what I was saying before, that if you have the BML, natal BML Leo in the 4th house as an example, it could be very domineering, attention-seeking, being at home. Leo, of course, could be very domineering, attention-seeking, and it might be expressed with home, family members, people you're simply close to home with. And also, another way this transit may be expressed, it could be that a crisis may be challenging in terms of trying to embrace the higher level of the BML placement. Now, say for example, if the Black Moon Lilith is in natal Black Moon Lilith is in Aquarius in your 2nd house, it could be trying to, as far as embracing the higher level, it could be making contributions to astrology, astronomy, innovation, computers, which is connected with Aquarius. That might help your self-esteem and self-worth, which is the 2nd house, and might also generate some money, of course, in the process. And the thing about this too is when you have, this transit, it could be, power struggles. Again, it could be tied into a formidable adversary, powerful foe at this time. Again, going back to the Black Moon Lilith in Libra as an example, and or the 7th house, it could be it could be somebody that may be a relationship disruptor. It could be somebody that's maybe causing dissension between you and other people that very well, that figure prominently in your life, that you have that might be significant friendships, might be a significant other at this time, and it can be harder to control that at this time if that is actually what is transpiring. Now, let's say, for example, let's just say if you have any issues anatomically connected with Pluto, like the colon, the prostate, the bladder, or the reproductive system, may cause more suffering at this time. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back, but anyway. And it may be, again, it could be harder to control the strong erotic sexual expression. And going back, well, I can use another example. If let's say the natal Black Moon Lilith, say it's in Aries, it could be very aggressive, sexual erotic energy. Ones that could be very forceful, and where it's a little bit, the style might be a little bit rougher and physical. Another thing too, or it could be the BML, natal BML is in Capricorn. It could be with older people. It might be a strong erotic attraction or erotic sexual energy expression, and where it might be expressed for older people. It could be another thing too. It can also be another time. It could be really, again, difficulty in controlling, the negative expression of the sign. Say if the natal Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, it could be where, it could be very vengeful, jealous, manipulative behavior. It may be something where, someone with the, Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio having this transit, where one is a provocateur, basically, to try to get somebody agitated so they can face repercussions, as an example. And the thing you got to keep in mind is that this energy is very similar, because Pluto is connected with death and its vengeance, obsession, and the Black Moon Lilith is as well. So it might exacerbate this energy in general during this time, whether it's expressed by you or perhaps toward you at this time. It could be where people and intimate you might be having deep connections with, shared resources, situations, might be acting more vengeful, obsessive, manipulative, jealous at this time, more so than usual. And both this energy, Pluto's connected with trauma, and so is the Black Moon Lilith. So, it could be where one has surgery, Pluto's connected with surgery, that might cause more pain and suffering. The Black Moon Lilith can be connected with that. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.